FarmaTrust is a web-based peer-to-peer platform designed to keep an immutable record of every legitimate drug ever produced. Using blockchain technology, we are at the forefront of preventing counterfeit drugs getting into the supply chain. This saves lives and prevents suffering of patients all over the world. Each entity within the supply chain can use the FarmaTrust platform to authorize, communicate ownership, and transfer pharmaceutical packets without the need for the various entities within the supply chain to coordinate, communicate directly, or even know about each other. This demo will show how FarmaTrust smart contracts on the blockchain are used to achieve this. Note that each color of the entities shown here corresponds to similarly colored desktop terminals, which we can see here. The upper left hand, we have blue corresponding to the contract administrator. Also in the upper left-hand corner, teal corresponds to the manufacturer. In the lower left-hand corner, white corresponds to the distributor, and in the lower right, black corresponds to the retailer. In the upper right-hand corner, of course, we have a view into the blockchain, a block explorer showing transactions, and those transactions being collected into blocks and mined. The first step in this process will be for the admin to add a manufacturer. To do so, the admin must call the add manufacturer method of the smart contract. When that method is invoked, we see a transaction ID produced, and we see that very same transaction registered and mined on the blockchain here in the upper right-hand corner. Next, the manufacturer must add a package to the blockchain and begin tracking it. To do that, we'll switch to our manufacturer role, and we will call the create DP1 method of the smart contract. That transaction is generated and shown mined on the blockchain. The next step will be for the manufacturer to register shipment to the distributor and authorize that distributor to take custody of the package. To do that, the manufacturer must call the ship DP1 method of the smart contract. We do so, a transaction is generated and shown on the blockchain. For the next step, the distributor will register that that package has actually been received. We'll now switch to our distributor console in the lower left-hand corner. Where the distributor will call the receive DP2 method. Smart contract on the blockchain is invoked, a transaction number is produced, and we see that here in the upper right on the blockchain. The next step is that the distributor will register that the shipment has been made to the retailer and will also authorize the retailer to take custody of the package. Therefore, the distributor will then call the ship DP2 method of the smart contract. That transaction is sent. We have our transaction ID, and we see it here on the upper right on the blockchain. Next, the retailer will register that the product has been received. In the lower right-hand corner, in the black console, the retailer will call the received DP3 method of the smart contract. We have our transaction number, and we see that that is registered on the blockchain. For the next step, The retailer will register that this product has been sold. In order to implement that, the retailer simply calls the retail DP3 method of the smart contract. We have our transaction number and we see it on the blockchain. And that completes the overall process. At FarmaTrust, we do believe that traceability and transparency are very important characteristics of the pharmaceutical supply chain. We provide this traceability and transparency while optimizing transactions and trading relationships with our robustly secure network on the blockchain. At FarmaTrust, we're using the blockchain to save lives. Thank you.